Hey guys, we're back. Uh-oh. Something's wrong.
No.
It's
Something
not, it's
wrong.
on my
What?
end.
Yeah.
There we go.
Something.
Everyone's faces should be back in the correct position. We have Dom now. We lost TL again. But,
No!
yeah. It's
Sorry.
alright. It's alright. Look at this amazing... Dom, can you stand up again? God, that thing looks... Oh, it's fucking
Ah, crap.
spectacular.
Ah.
No, it's good. You're
There we
good.
go.
You
Now
got
we're all
far
good.
enough. It's so good. I really wanted to have one of those.
Oh yeah, this is my spirit totem.
Yeah.
He's angry.
Those Kamina glasses are so next level. I'm jealous. All I got is my mirror shades. Alright,
Yep.
so, if I'm recalling correctly, you were speaking, or you were standing at the gates of Amavo at the custom pass, where the officials were about to speak with you and possibly let you into Amavo at dusk. Uh-oh. Well, we lost TL. And now my face is covered up. Oh, we got TL back. Can you flip your cam
Sorry.
back on? No, it's okay. Yeah, can you click the cam button? Even if it doesn't work, it just, yes, pops all the
There we
faces back in the proper location.
Excellent.
Okay, so, who is, like, speaking for the party as the customs officials wave you over?
I would guess Amelia, right? Like,
We are in Amavo. This is a large
Oh,
village.
it's working!
Tra-
People can see you now, TL. Should
oh
wave
my
to everybody.
goodness!
Look at that loot crate. So much
yeah, I have
loot.
to represent. I have to represent. Yes, this is so. Amavo is a large village, and it's a trade hub to Meru. So I would definitely feel comfortable doing the talking here. I also have a minor song, which is so I didn't mention this when we were going over the backgrounds, but I put it in the chat channel on Twitch that griots start with two songs, right? Like Arthur, you were saying, songs. They're not necessarily songs, right? They can be things that are spoken word and oratory. And one of them is called "Remembering the Customs of the Elders," which
I
seems
like
like
the sound of that.
a good thing. Yeah, it seems like it would be a good thing for me to try and use. So
she's basically
what
a
that
beat
is?
poet, guys, right? I mean,
Yeah. So I've got it here saved.
So the
on...
song gives you cultures at level 0. So you had culture 0 Sakone.
Right, yeah. I've got Culture Meru being Meru Trader, and then Culture Sakone as the one that I got to choose as a griot.
Song must be used. Oh, so you could use this to get a good or service out of somebody. Just be like, do what I say because I need it.
rent
Right,
me these horses.
where we can have a right. Well, I don't know about it again being singing necessarily. That was pretty awesome.
Yeah, but we're singing because we like it.
Like,
but the only show tunes I know are probably Xena's Warrior Princess, Land of
I
Illusion.
love Xena.
I mean,
That's
if you
me and
want,
my
I could,
sister's favorite
we
show.
could beat poet it, and I'd just be like,
Could be. There you go. With some,
I could see like a cigarette just forming in your mouth right now, like a thin wisp of smoke.
yeah.
It'd definitely
So-
be European.
I'm keeping that at the ready. The remembering the customs of the elders, because it's the target is myself, but it's apparently a griot is never at a loss in understanding the ways and expectations of a community. So by recalling old verses and the customs of similar people, she may gain an understanding of the important laws, customs, and traditions of a community, and acquire near mystical insight as to whom she should contact for particular common goods, services, or favors. So if it gets to that point,
crap.
it's definitely something that I can do.
Just do that.
Okay, so
I'm not yet ready to bust out the song yet.
All right, the people of Sakone are made up of all of the 5 lands, and so they don't have any particular racial identity. But this woman, this custom official you're approaching, is very unusual. She is 6'1",
Lizard person.
with tightly cropped, curly, very small red ringlets, almost like copper red, and she's very lean and athletic with like emerald green eyes, and she's leaning against a spear and kind of got her arm wrapped around it and has like a notepad, and a quill for writing, and she's like, "Yes, what is your name?"
I'm gonna like be standing all tough next to Abelia and like looking around, and if anyone like looks at us, I like give them a mean look. Like, why are you
Yeah,
looking over
so
here?
this custom official like looks you over when she sees you doing that. Do you give her a mean look?
No, because she's supposed to be looking at us.
Okay.
She's allowed to. I allow
You see
her
me
to look
kind
at
of.
us.
You see me kind of in the back, kind of like trying to stay kind of hidden.
I
Okay,
sit.
Looking
So
suspicious.
there's already so they're a trade hub to Meru already.
Yes.
So I don't
Not to your
necessarily
village,
need-
but they do
Right.
trade with Meru.
Yes, so that's good. So I was like, I don't necessarily need to push the Meru like part. I don't need to be.
You
that
could just say
hard.
you were Spears
The
of
agenda
Dawn.
doesn't have to be
That's-
super strong today.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Doesn't have to be like, oh, this is what we're here for.
You can
So-
say you're here to do things, or you could just say you're Spears. That's always an alternative.
Right. And in customs officials in Amavo, are they called officers or are they called officials?
They're typically just addressed by name. They're not big on titles in Sakone. They're a very open, like non-hierarchical culture.
Okay, non-hierarchical culture. So then, how would I would need to figure out how I would address this woman. I don't think.
You could just
Hey,
ask her her
woman.
name.
Old woman.
Hey,
Ah.
woman. Yeah, let's. I don't
She's
want
like,
do that.
yes. What do you want
So
to
I
know?
approach. Yeah, so I approach. Good day. Good morning, ma'am.
But so the sun is like setting in the background, so it's definitely nighttime.
Okay.
Dusk.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yes, it is an excellent evening. I wish I was at the local bar drinking, but I am here.
Do I know the
Ah.
name of the local bar, Arthur?
That would be a very difficult check, but you might know it. Yeah.
I'll do it.
Okay. You culture Sakone check with intelligence.
So slash roll 2d6 plus 1. Go. 10.
Holy.
Rocking it tonight.
You tell me. You tell me the name
What's
of the
funny
local
is that I
bar.
hear you guys saying this is great, but in my brain I'm like, isn't that really low? Because I'm used
Wait,
to like other.
The max you can roll is a 13. have
Yes,
10.
and to recognize when
I
you're
see
rolling
what you're
2d6, the average is going to be 7.
It's a C is usually a 6 on something simple.
Yeah, 6 is something simple. This was more difficult than that, but a 10 really knocks it out of the park. You tell me the name of the bar.
Oh, you're so
I
lucky.
Yeah, you tell me.
You
The
like
name
get to
of the-
flavor the whole campaign from
Yeah.
here
Right.
on out.
Right
Like, if
now,
I was in your
as
spot,
we
it would be
go,
such
if
big
I
trouble.
can keep rolling 10s and 11s on 2d6s.
Yeah.
The name of the bar. This is okay. So this is a trading hub. This is a large village. I think it has something to deal with. Amavo. What are they known for? Is this a silk place? Is this a wheat place?
Well,
Is
it's
this
a,
They-
it's like
do trade a number-
multicultured-
Yeah, it's
Like,
their
it's
primary
right in the middle
export
of
is
everything.
fabrics,
They
but
have the
they
river.
they do bring everything in from around and resell it.
And there's a how about that? Let's just make it simple. How about the Silk River?
Ah, the Silk River, fantastic. So, you know of the Silk River. Are you mentioning it to her?
Yes. As soon as she says, "Oh, I know the amazing ale, whatever we drank at the Silk River."
The Silk River, you
I think
know
it's
of
about
it.
it's a season. I think it's in season now.
Yeah, the
Oh.
bread wine is very good there. Yes.
Fantastic. My fellows and I are just here on business. Is there anything that you need to see from us so that we may continue into the village?
So she kind of looks everybody over and says, "This is a very diverse group. What kind of business are you into?"
We are doing trade business.
So I have a question for you, Goffu. How obvious is it that you are a Ganga, right? You can't wear armor when you cast spells, but do you wear like your bird totem on your hip or something? Do you wear your implements about you for easy access, or are all these things hidden?
Like I can't wear armor, but I could use a shield. I think. Is
Yeah.
that fine?
Yep.
Like I have my I have like a big wooden shield that's like like it looks like the roots of a tree, and there's like a star in the middle showing both my family.
That's
And I have
awesome.
the mask like tucked away behind the shield, and a totem behind the shield.
Okay, but yeah, if you ever turned, someone would be able to tell from behind that you were a Ganga.
Like if they look close, it's like oh, like if they're like
Okay.
looking me over.
So yeah, let's see what she sees. We'll let the dice decide rather than me. Yeah.
Oh, she knows.
Yep. She rolled a 12. So
Oh my
she's looking
gosh.
over your group and she's like, "Is that a Ganga?"
Yes.
Not
go
at
for
all.
it.
I walk up to her and I hand her 5 silver. Here. And I'm using my leadership skill, mind you.
Interesting.
Here, I would like you to enjoy some of the red ale on me. My party members and I are really here on a very important trade business, and we do need to get by. Please, I beg you, do not allow us to stand outside the gates any longer.
we'll see if leadership applies here, but if it does, this is an amazing roll. Okay. Leadership. Trained in leading others in high-stress situations. You can keep the obedience of subordinates. Okay, so I'm going to lay this out. Yes, you can use leadership here, but if you fail, it's going to go really poorly for you.
Okay.
Like trying to bribe an official, if you
Right.
fail, it's going to go really badly.
It's charisma, right?
Yeah, it's definitely charisma.
We'll work on it.
I'm super nervous right now.
An 8?
Okay, so she gets kind of a dark look on her face, and then her hand kind of like slides over you holding out these coins, and the coins like disappear from your hand, and she's just like, "Coins for red ale? What coins? I don't see anything
Nobody
there."
has to do anything. I don't know what you're talking about. But I do thank you, and this wonderful evening that we have upon us, and we will see you another time.
Yeah, so she just like hands you a slip of parchment, and it just says that your business here is like import-export.
Mm.
And she's just like, "Please enjoy the wonders of Amavo."
Thank you.
You see me.
And
say
then, yeah,
nothing.
like as you pass Goffu, she's just like, "You stay out of trouble. We don't like your kind around here."
Yes, ma'am.
Next! She waves forward. And so, Amavo, despite being kind of in between a small city and a large town, is a town that never sleeps. It is a village where the torches are always lit, people are always going around, and unless you're in a deep side street, you can always hear talking. As the trade continues throughout the night, as caravans arrive, caravans depart, whatever they need to do in order to bypass bandits, men go at strange hours constantly. And so, even here at the outskirts of town, there's people just, yes, would you like to buy some street meat here? Yes, you. And he like points at Naomi. Yeah, Spirit Way. Yeah, I honor spirits inside my house. Oh,
What
just, like,
spirits do you
stomp.
honor, sir?
he's like, I honor the spirits of death here. Yes. We have much death. We have dead pig. We have dead gazelle. Much death.
You see, like Goffu kind of look kind of nauseous. It's like I prefer things from the earth.
Oh, Earth. Well, I've got strong beer. You like beer from root? Ha ha. Yes. Come. And he like keeps going backwards into his like, small restaurant, like a little one-story, like
Leave us
three
be.
table.
I have no silver ingot for you.
He's like, you have no money. Get out of here.
He's no friend of us. Come on. let's move.
Foreigners. And he sees like the next group coming. He's like, yes, come here. Good restaurant, good street meat.
Such a flighty man.
Are we
So,
all obviously dressed? Like clearly the customs official has an issue with Gungans.
Gongas. There's a very large difference between Gungans and Gongas.
So Trying
We're not on the
Jar
Shade
Jar.
Star right now.
Well, as the saying goes,
Our
power
distance
corrupts.
is shit.
Absolute power
Okay.
corrupts.
Clearly. Yeah, and Virgil, someone had already pointed you out, at least Paye had pointed you out as a Meru. So is it that obvious how we dress?
It's not
Well,
the
it's
dress,
racial.
it's the color of your skin and the way
Okay,
your
so it's
bones
very-
are set.
okay.
Yes.
Your features
Yes.
and your height and stuff like
The
that.
King-
kingdoms
doesn't-
have remained intermarried in every nation except Sakone.
Yes.
So yeah, it would be like saying, oh, that, you know, it might not be correct, but someone might be like, that guy looks Italian. You know, that would be like someone being like, yeah, you look Meru. And then the guy'd be like, I know that. I'm not Italian at all. I'm from
Right.
Boston.
I look everything all the time, so
Okay. So
Yeah,
we
people
are
will
very
draw
easily
assumptions they may not be
identifiable
correct.
of people who are definitely looking to identify. It's not that hard.
Yeah, what's interesting is now that you're in Sakone, people will probably not be able to tell where you're from.
Yeah.
Because in Sakone, it is a nation made up of the other 4 nations.
the customs official might have a little bit more.
Insight,
No, right,
Yeah.
right.
Because
Yeah.
it's their job.
but you'll notice she
That's
didn't
right.
ask you where you were from, she just asked what you were doing.
Yeah.
The other thing is too, he does have his totems on him too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Those tend
she
to stick
recognized him because of what he was wearing, not because of
Right.
how he looked.
Yeah, I don't have a backpack yet because I was too poor. Too poor.
Yeah, that's just Ebelia wants to make sure she knows, what our party looks like. So what you leverage and what you don't.
You tell me what your party looks like, actually.
Okay, so yeah.
I don't think
So-
we've gotten a physical description of anybody yet.
I'm like actually like armored up. What's the armor? What is the armor? I have like mail.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like it's very obvious that it's like not easy for me to walk around in like metal fucking armor because it's very hot. And I also have like a pretty large sword at my hip, and like a large bow on my back, and I'm fairly tall and kind of skinny. But since I wear the armor, I look a bit bulky.
Yeah, so that's quite obvious.
Yeah. My
Yeah.
character
Like
has a
short
giant. My character is a little bit like a lot shorter than the average guy because he's still young. He's still got some time to grow. Like he'll probably grow at least 1.5 feet before he gets, in his, 20-ish years old. I have some daggers tucked away in the back part of my pants. I have like loose pants, kind of like built for stealthing kind of thing because I'm more of a sneaky kind of guy.
Right.
Because I know spells, you kind of see magic when you do spells, but with a dagger, it's just quiet.
Okay.
It's a
Interesting.
big Captain American shield with like daggers on his back pocket.
And Gamer Sirenus, you shared your picture, and from your dress, is it obvious that you're a priestess?
Yes, I have blue flowy robes. I stand about 5'9", and I actually have long black hair, which I don't know is kind of shimmery or whatever.
Yeah, it's definitely it's obvious that there's something going on with it, right?
Right. Yeah.
That's how the guy identified you as like Spirit Way, because you showed your picture earlier, and I was like, "Yep, there's definitely some magic here."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so like with me, like all you have to do is look around because like, I walk and my robes are always swaying, or even when I'm standing, like it seems like there's something ethereal going on around me that are moving that move my garb, and
Like at any minute, if you took a picture, it would be a good still for a comic book.
pretty
Yes.
much. Pretty
That's
much.
awesome. Okay, so Ebelia is definitely not obviously a griot or not walking around with instruments hanging off me or books or things like that. So she'd probably be the most general looking character, other than being Meru, in which case then knowing her by her ethnicity would be obviously identifiable. There isn't anything else that would stand out, right? So, which works for her, right? The idea is not to be off-putting to anyone. The idea would be like, oh, this is very normal. This is very natural. she's like me, or she looks like me. And I don't know how prevalent leather armor is. Is that something that is that only rich people get that, or
I
is
think
that something...
hide is very prevalent. So yes, leather.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that would work. So that would be, traveling, just sort of your basic kind of leather armor, which she's kind of having a hard time with. This is new for her. She's aware leather armor, but, becoming a spear and, taking the newbies out for orientation, like, okay, I should probably wear something a little safer than just, what I usually put on. But I would definitely say of all the groups, you couldn't tell, other than being Meru, that she's a trader or a griot. She's just like you.
All right. So I'd like to actually set up. Did we get everybody's description so far? I think we did, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I'd like to set up character flashbacks for everybody, and you can. I need to do Abilia's, so unfortunately she doesn't get to pick. But each of you has goals, and by pursuing those goals, you will earn experience points for the party. And we will show those goals rather than tell those goals. And we'll do that via these flashbacks. So you can tell me when you'd like to go into a flashback. But because coming here was part of Abilia's backstory, I feel like we need to cover that particular one right here.
Yes.
So as you enter the market, Abilia, I think we cut back to 2 weeks ago in your village, where you've gotten the news that you're going to be forming this, band of rookies. And what is the name of your favored many-father, this man who would be a politician, who is trying to become an Oba?
So my favorite one isn't the one who's become a politician. My favorite one, he's an Abalan. He's one of our storytellers. His name is Alyan. But the one who's in the running for city chief, his name is Keb. He's really strong and smart. He's a very keen tactician and a very savvy businessman. He's definitely my second favorite, but my first favorite is my sweet Alyan.
All right, so his name is Kev, like K-E-V?
Yeah, K-E-B as in bat.
K-E-B. All right, and he is...
B as in backstory.
So
Smooth.
he's sitting... all of the Meru architecture is meant to be pulled out of the ground and stowed on the back of a donkey and then either pulled along or just walked to the new area. They're very transient people. And so his desk kind of reflects that. It's not like a metalwork desk, but it's still wood and it's made out of pegs. You could just pull the pegs out and the legs would fall off and you could just fold
Beat
it
someone
down.
to death with it.
Yeah.
Had to.
And so Keb is like, "Ah, yes, my daughter, Abilia. How are you this day?"
It's a good day, Father. How are you doing? Is your campaign going well?
It is. Thank you so much for asking. Yes, it is going fine. They call me the Lion of the North. It is a good title to have. But I have a request of you. I know that you are a spear and you have much to do. But I'm afraid I need a little more support if I am to be made Oba. There are many trade routes that pass north of our lands. The Sokones are afraid to go through Meru lands. I am uncertain why. It has something to do with bandits, I suspect. But either way, you must go to the city of Amavo for me and discover the disturbance. What is keeping them from coming to our lands? Can you do this for me?
Yes, Father, of course.
If you can get this done before the cold comes, when the vote begins, I will stand, proud lion, at the head of the pack for Oba.
It would be a very proud moment for our family.
Indeed. You know, I am so just blessed by everything you have done. I know that society looks down upon women and thinks that they are lesser, but you are what we call a remarkable woman. Someone who is so far beyond what is expected, that you have become something else, that you are treated as a man. And I have known this since you were a little girl, but it seems the world is catching up now.
It is the strength of my many fathers that has blessed me, and you,
Yes.
of course. among them, the most favored.
So he just say most favored, and he kind of like rolls his eyes a little bit. Yes, I'm sure you tell all of your fathers that.
Only Alian, you know that.
So
We have a very honest relationship, Keb and Ebelia.
you're one
He's
of
a very
your...
savvy businessman, and so he can read. Like, you can't lie to him. Pretty much. Or at least Ebelia can't.
Yeah. Your mother tells me you're still searching.
It's important to me, Father.
It is not the way of the Meru. It is not how we do things. There are many fathers for a reason. You do not need to know who you came from. You have a piece of each of us within you. I'd like to think that you have my silver tongue and my singing ability.
I can't help it. What if it was Ro? I mean, he's gone. I'd never know him then.
What if it was? I don't mean to get graphic with you, daughter, but does it really matter who laid with whom? We taught you together. Ah, I've never been able to get you to dissuade from this. I don't think I will now.
To me, it does. It is important. I promise it won't affect your campaign negatively at all.
I asked around. There is a way, if you're willing to pay the price. It is a very dark one.
A dark price? But why?
So he begins telling you of a creature called the spider. And in African culture, saying the spider would be like saying coyote or Loki. It is a trickster.
A Nazi.
Who is known for not necessarily lying, but white lying, like omission, promising one thing, but delivering another. Like the wording that the spider uses has to be very specific.
Right.
And he tells you of the spider and says, they say the only way to find the spider is if you are lost. I don't know what that means, but I have spoken with some very interesting men, some fallen men, and they have found the spider. He can tell you what you need to know. He can reveal to you the secrets. I don't know much more than this, but perhaps when you are in Amavo, you can find more information.
I don't know if I feel comfortable with that, Father. Are you sure there's not another way? Why find the spider? I am never lost. I know everything about where I am. From your help and Alian's help.
So
I know where Amavo
reaches a hand out and he says, I do not think it is physical location loss that you need to be. These men I met, I would not introduce them to anyone in this village. They are lost to us forever. I hope you understand what I mean.
I think I do.
Now come over here and give your father a hug. You're going to have to leave soon if you want to make the next trail before the bandits make their pass.
Okay.
Is there
I'll
anything...
find out what's happening in Amavo.
And there's anything else you want to do before we end the flashback?
No.
All right, then. You're like, I'll find out what's happening in Amavo, and then it's like, and then you're in Amavo again, looking over the market, the night market.
Nice.
So the person you've come to negotiate the trade with is the master merchant of Amavo. His title, and he is the only person in the city that has a title, and it is not a good one. It's called the Prince of Lies. And basically the richest merchant in the city is declared the Prince of Lies, and so it passes between individuals, both men and remarkable women, rather quickly. Most don't hold it for more than a few weeks, but this particular individual, this Prince of Lies, has held it for almost 2 years, which is closing in on a record.
He's a really good Prince of Lies.
Yes, his name is Amavo clan.
Amavo clan. Okay.
And
Kev knew about this.
Yes.
This is how I got my information,
Yes.
so I will assume then that Kev
When you
has-
come to speak with trade routes, this is the person you go to.
Yeah.
Whoever is the current Prince of Lies. The Shadow Broker.
The Shadow Broker.
My name is the Shadow Broker.
I do mention that to the group.
Okay.
In this case, I mean, since they're traveling with me on this particular type of business, I want to let them know what they're getting into. So even before we made it to Amavo, while we were on the road, I'd let you know that we were going to go see the Prince of Lies of Amavo clan, and this is history.
You see, my character kind of partially listened to you. I'm kind of like looking at everything. I've never been to a city like this.
Oh, she's
And
saying
I'm like,
on the way she would have let us know. Is what she
no, I'm
said.
talking about like right now. I'm like, yes, avoid this, and I'm just like, I want that, and I
As
want
we're
that.
walking through the city, I'm trying to find out where I'm going. I think is what's happening.
Yeah.
You see-
So
yeah,
let me roll real quick here, Dom. Yeah. While you're looking around at things, like a waifish girl with light brown, kind of like mahogany skin, just comes up and starts tugging on your belt and is like, "Hey, mister, it seems like you want to buy something around here. I know lots of things about the market."
I said, unfortunately, I have no cash, but here's a piece of bread with jam.
"Oh, thank you so much." And she just starts eating, and it's like, "So, why are you here, outsider?"
We're on some business for a friend. Unfortunately, I don't pay attention as much because my stomach is always growling. But
I know about that. My stomach is always growling too. We are alike, aren't we? And she kind of like, so she's very short. She's like maybe 4 feet tall. So she just kind of nudges her elbow into your leg.
I like grab up her arm.
Okay. She's just like, what are you doing?
Keep your hands off him. You're gonna pickpocket or something. Run off now.
Okay, so it should be noted in the 3 lands, it's considered wise to always be polite to someone, and when you are not, that means that you are very angry.
Okay.
So yeah, she's just like, she like looks at you like she's super scared, and she's just like, "Okay, I go now, I go," and she just starts running off.
see me, bye, little one.
She's like still eating the bread jam. It's like stuck out the side of her mouth, and she's just like scampering off.
You lucky
People all around you in the market like saw your outbursts and are all looking at you.
Yeah, I mean mug each one of them.
I try not to make eye contact.
I mentioned, Karim, is everything okay?
Yes, just people should not look so angrily around. I don't appreciate it. Like this guy, I like point to someone that's like fairly close, looking at us.
Random guy.
He's like, "Hello, friend. How are you doing?"
Doing fine.
"Oh, you are enjoying the night market."
Maybe people aren't as bad as they seem, Karim.
I'm
They
not
keep
very.
staring
So
at
yeah,
us.
like the man like comes over and like interjects himself into your conversation. He's like, "I'm not so bad." Karim, it is it. You should calm down, friend. I have some medicines for that. Perhaps you would like some root leaf, maybe some arrowroot. Is your stomach upset?
No.
Oh, maybe something just to calm the nerves. Perhaps a dilution of alcohol.
Well, I might. If I
Yeah,
could.
try a sample, friend. And he goes back to his stand and just starts like pouring like a shot glass of 3 different liquids, and it turns into kind of like a foaming, bubbling, like steam starts rising off it. He's like, "Drink this, you'll feel much better."
Karim, you should probably be careful.
I just shoot it back.
Okay.
You see me
Can you
kind
make a
of...
mental effect save real quick, Kareem?
Uh-huh.
And so you
Is
want
it
to roll
mental,
that
not
number.
Physical?
It's a mental. You're going to want to roll that number or higher.
Told you.
Oh yeah.
Good.
By the way, I have a certain way I walk. I walk on the balls of my feet.
I have a
Okay,
cousin that does that.
mental 12. I need better than 12. I need 13.
Yeah, you need a 12 or better. Wow, that's actually
Oh.
really good.
12 is good enough. Okay.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, it doesn't taste very good, but it has a faint, like, pepperminty flavor. But it mostly
It
tastes
tastes like a donkey ate some peppermint and then peed in a cup.
Ah, friend, that just means it's working. So you get, like, a faint buzz, but you don't start hallucinating or anything.
Okay.
Yeah, but you
So
feel
I'm just
very
like,
calm.
Thank you, friend.
You're still completely in control, though.
This the city actually looks quite nice in the evening light,
Oh, just wait until they begin putting out the colored lanterns. It's going to look beautiful, friend.
Oh, okay.
Now you come back here sometime, next time you need medicine, and it gives you like a meaty thump on your arm. And it's
Yeah,
like,
I see if
"You
I can
come
get
to
like
me."
another little drip out of there and hand the cup back.
Do you lick it? Like, are you like finger?
Hey Arthur, I want to make sure I'm not missing any equipment, am I?
You want to check over your own gear real quick?
Yeah, I only have like a few
Yeah,
things.
can you make a perception check?
Okay.
Let's see here. You got 10. Yeah, a quick check of all of your implements. You're not missing anything. You don't.
Okay.
Like, you're checking real quick to see if you got robbed, and you're just like, nope, I'm good.
Okay. I don't want to have to look down a little kid. She was so adorable.
So, the man, he hands you, the equivalent of a business card, but it's not on paper, it's made out of thinly tapped, like, metal sheet.
It's like leaf metal.
Yeah, like leaf metal, and it's,
Awesome.
it's got, like, the indent, and his name is Pruat, and he is a purveyor of herb. And he's just
Thank
like,
you, sir. I'll put this away and come back sometime soon when I have some silver ingots.
ah, good, my friend, good, silver ingot. I like the true ring of the silver.
My name is Karim.
Karim, my name is Pruat.
Can you spell that?
Prew apostrophe AT.
Pruat. I ask you, Arthur. I don't ask him. That's
Yeah,
embarrassing.
I know. He tells you in trade speak, so he's like, eh, nah, with the extra phlegm.
Okay, great.
Of course.
Yeah. I like smile up at like the sky as the stars start twinkling.
Yeah, and because it takes place in a time before electric lighting, the sky is extremely vivid, and there are dozens of constellations out, and you can see vast swirling gas nebulas, and it looks absolutely beautiful, like it does every night on the relands.
You see me
Karim, are
looking
you
through
okay?
the stars.
Okay. Yeah. Feel fine.
Okay, you're just really docile right now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Pruitt
just
is
like-
just like, that just means it's working.
What did you give him?
Ah, yes, I gave him my own special blend. Makes him
You
feel
can probably,
better.
yeah, you can probably clearly see that I'm like not like maybe I have like a slight change to my stance or like my walk a little bit.
I could just tell because you're like looking up the sky being all weird.
Ah, it's just a tincture of alcohol and some, rubbings of herb. He's perfectly fine, nothing harmful. If you start talking about frogs, that's when you need to get worried. Seriously,
Just like,
if he starts talking about frogs, you need to put your fingers in his mouth until he throws up.
Oh, well then.
That does not sound
Seriously though, the
pleasant.
frogs.
Jeremiah.
Real talk, frogs, guys.
If you
Frogs.
start talking about frogs, but if you start ribbiting like a frog, that's okay.
If he starts riveting like a frog, that is your own problem. Now, is there anything you'd like to purchase? Perhaps more of this powerful potive?
I don't want
Unfortunately,
any.
No, I'm broke.
Too broke.
Well, if you're looking for work, there are a number of jobs posted around Sakone, but most of those are for spears traveling through the area. I think there was something about bandits to the southwest, though. They were offering good silver. You look like a hardy bunch. Diverse.
Like, I am proud to be a spear.
Hardy.
Wait, am I allowed to say I'm a spear yet?
Yeah.
No, I say that to TL.
Oh, okay.
I looked
You
through
see
my
me-
manual. I think there's a spear orientation.
You're like,
manual.
after traveling with new initiates for 48 hours, they can claim that they're a spear.
After drinking mysterious liquids and not talking about frogs.
So the actual procedure, which culturally you would all know, is you simply pick up a weapon and declare that you're a spear of the dawn
Yeah.
before
So-
a witness, and then you're bound to that oath for life.
Have we done that yet?
Oh yeah, all of you have done that before, or you
Okay,
couldn't
we-
claim
we
to be
did the
spears.
witness.
Yeah.
Yes. Then it is up to you.
Yeah, so I'm like,
Karim,
I've
if
been
you'd like
witnessed
to.
as a spear. Where can I find more information? These posting boards.
Oh, oh. Well, you should look in the center of the bazaar near the Prince of Lies' house. They are all posted along the outside. I think there was definitely something about a hunt. They were looking for spears of the dawn to help hunt down a rhino, a white rhino. You look like a man who could hunt a rhino.
Ooh, I never seen one. This would be a most educational experience.
Oh, they are very rare, and they are also very, what's the word, ornery? What is the word that means extremely upset in the morning?
Aggressive.
They are definitely that.
Uncaffeinated?
I don't think they have caffeine in this.
Chocolate. Gimme chocolate. But
Chocolate latte.
Crazy.
Okay, cool. So we got job boards over there.
yay.
Well, I thank you for your time and your drink. It's very relaxing.
You remember, you come back to Pruitt, purveyor of herb.
Of
Of
course.
course.
You kill a
When I get
rhino
money.
and you come back with a whole fistful of silver, and I give you what you need.
Hopefully.
Yeah, I just like give out a hearty laugh, and look to try to get past like a couple more stalls maybe.
Okay. Yeah, I
And
mean,
as it turns out, the
hard to
direction of the job board is where the Prince of Lies happens to be. So
Plot convenient.
works
well,
out.
it's not plot convenient. Think of it as city convenient. Like the
Right.
gathering place for the whole city is in the center of the city where all the trade takes place, and
So
so
he
that's
would
where
be-
the master merchant would be,
Yeah.
and it's also where all the people are. So yeah, it's both plot convenient and entirely logical.
It makes perfect sense.
Are we walking? I know where that is.
All right. Let's go.
Hey, what time of night
Okay.
is this?
do know
It
where
just
that is.
started. The sun just started to set, so it's about 8 o'clock.
Okay, like every night at midnight, I like to look at certain constellations in the stars.
Oh, what constellations do you look at?
The stars of my clan, the 7 stars.
Yeah, they're pretty easy to see from here. You know, they're southern constellations, being Lacosan, but they haven't yet been swallowed up by the horizon.
Yeah, I just make sure to look at it at midnight because my mom sees the same constellations.
Well, it's not quite midnight yet, but we'll keep that in mind. Interesting. Do we have like a quick little flashback of like cuts of every night, like you just like waking up and looking at the stars for a couple minutes and then going back to sleep?
Yep, it's like clockwork.
Yeah, we got like a dozen of those in short order, and then like you looking back towards it right now and like checking the time with someone.
Yep,
Interesting.
it's almost about that time.
I've heard a legend of the Ganga, or was it Lacosan, that people held that the stars are the eyes of the dead, and that some stars were actually spirits of those people who were unwilling to be born. I always found that legend very interesting.
The undead. You see me shiver a little bit.
Yes, I've also heard that they were the souls of those so long dead that they were no longer ancestor spirits.
You're the best scholar, EB.
You see me shiver a little bit, like you scared of me.
And I'm just like, is it important to remember this?
Of course it's important.
Okay.
Remember,
No.
your ancestors are always looking down on you.
Okay, stars are the... Right, okay. I'm like looking curiously up at the stars.
They see everything
I-
you do.
I grab Goffu's hand into to just. I didn't mean to scare you, Goffu. How about we talk about rhinoceroses instead?
Yes,
Did you know
I've
those
never seen.
black and white rhinoceros? They're actually gray.
I kind of tilt my head. Really?
They are different. It's not about the color. It's about their lip shape. And a good black rhino has a pointed upper lip like this,
Oh my
and the
gosh.
white rhino has a squared lip like this.
This is amazing.
You see me just start
I'm like,
laughing.
and this is all important to remember as well.
Every single line,
Okay,
Karim.
this square. You could
And it's the lip shape
make a rhyme
is
for me to
actually
remember
determined
easier.
by their diets. So what you
Good.
eat can shape your lips if you're a rhino.
You see me start having flashbacks for my mom.
Does your mom teach you like this?
Yes.
Aw.
Rhinos actually eat a lot of the same stuff we eat.
So, like I said, like each character can initiate a flashback. Do you want to have like your escape from your life as, you know, a possibly married man? Is that a flashback you want to have here, or do you want to save that for later?
I was gonna save that one for later. The
Okay.
flashback I want to have is I'm going probably to Great Grandpa Oaks. He was the type of professor, as some would say.
Well,
So, yeah, you want to do that now?
Yes.
So yeah, like Grandpa Oak is like sitting on top of like
Professor Arthur.
there's-
He didn't go to
Okay.
7 years of Savannah school.
Magic
to be
school.
called.
So
Savannah school.
I think the
So-
Oak
I
ancestral
didn't-
home is like a tiered, kind of like a Mayan pyramid made out of wood, and the very top of it. So there's like there's an open area at the top with an arch above it, and then there's like a seat on top of the arch where
giant stuffed Pikachu.
where Grandpa Oak like has to climb up in the seat whenever they're doing like their ancestral blood magic.
Yes.
Whenever they're sacrificing slaves, he needs to go up there so that he can absorb their power. But yeah, he's just on the top level beneath that seat, like physically below it, and just sitting on a rock, and he's like, Goffu, stone here is very strong. Sit down, boy.
Yes, sir.
He's got like a shock of spiky white hair, just somehow, and sitting kind of cross-legged. He's got a traditional like Lacoste skirt, which involves lots of diamond patterns and blue circles in the middle of it. And he's like, "What do you want to talk about, Goffu? I must prepare myself within the hour. The next batch of slaves will be arriving."
I've been practicing my walking style, sir. You told me not to walk with a full foot because you could be traced by other witch doctors.
Good, yes. Learning to hide yourself from the other Ganga is a very wise thing. I have many enemies for my progressive policies. Your mother, well, her clan does not like us so much currently.
So I heard. Yeah, mother told me I need to keep my hairstyle is kind of in a feminine style, but it's tied up together that hair doesn't go anywhere. For they could use that to trace you down too. I get picked on about it, but I keep this style just because it's the best way to prevent witch doctoring on me.
Yeah. So he's like, you must always, for the rest of your life, be wary of blasphemous Ganga, or even those who simply dabble slightly in the dark arts, my boy. Your
Yes,
father has not trained you well in this. I fear he has not spent enough time with you.
Father's always busy. He has other sons. I'm just the seventh.
Yes, well. I feel you have more promise than the others. He sees only the power of their flame, or I see the courage in your heart. And he kind of like reaches over and just kind of knocks on your chest. You are wise, boy, on occasion. You show promise, too, again on occasion.
Thank you, Grandpa Oaks.
Now, if only you could learn how to move stone like your grandfather. And he kind of like claps his hands together and brings out 2 like rain sticks and starts shaking them, and you see his stones start rising up and floating.
What?
You see me like, you showed me that trick before.
I use it many times. How do you think I get to the chair up there?
Yes, your legs aren't as good as it used to be.
When you get to my age, you'll be lucky to have legs like these. He slaps his thighs. How do you think your father was made?
Damn, Grandpa.
Damn, Grandpa.
TMI.
You see me like have that question mark like, huh? Let me
Don't
tell
worry
you a
about
story
it.
about the bees and the birds.
He's just like, don't worry about it. When your marriage goes through, you'll have everything you need to think about.
But she's so much older than me.
Oh, boy. It's not the age that matters. Your father negotiated this on my behalf. It's going to happen. The bloodlines must be mixed. We have powerful earth magic. You have some spirit star magic within you. With her fire magic, we could have a very large set of skills in your child. Perhaps they could become a Hansu one day and sit upon the tallest chair.
Yes.
But father, I want love.
I want love, Father.
Do you actually say that to your
Very
grandfather?
big
Yeah,
I
that
said
was my
that.
line.
And
That's my line.
Goffu, did you say it?
I'm going for it. That's
Okay.
all.
That's a good line.
Yes.
Can you make a physical effects save?
Okay, what's my physical?
So what happens is, like, in slow motion, your grandfather just, like, backhands you. I just want to know how hard it hits for.
Oh, I actually made it.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, like, you take the blow without any harm. He's just like, love. What does love have to do with surviving?
what's love? got
Alright,
to
you
do
see
with
me
it?
like sigh a little bit.
Will you go to the Nightman in the South? Will you tell them about love? Will you explain love to them? When they take the face of your mother, will you tell it about love?
You see me like look to the ground and kind of do that kind of thing when a kid's like disappointed and like I don't have the answer.
Use the strength of stone, boy. Use the strength of your heart. But love has nothing to do with the safety of La Cosa.
Yes.
I actually want to know, is there anything else you want to get out of this cinematic? Or do we need to, like...
Yeah, that's pretty good.
And then we come back to you just looking at the sky. Bam, nailed it. Alright, it's now midnight, so, like, half the stream is leaving to install either Legacy of the Void or
Fair.
Fallout 4. Yep,
Fair.
it's happening right now.
Yep.
Everyone's losing their shit. But for those of you that remain, what's up? Yeah, so we're back. We're back in present day reality.
Yes. We're still looking over at Karim, and now I'm looking over at Goffu. Is there something in the air? Am I missing it?
No, just enjoying the night sky. It's just so beautiful.
Okay.
We've been walking slowly
we-
towards the master.
The Prince of Lies.
merchant that- the Prince of Lies. There, that's area there.
You know what? Can we
Mm,
just do like
mm.
another flash? I just want to have a short flashback.
Who are we flashing to?
Yes, I love flashbacks.
Those are.
And I
I feel like you guys are taking like one step, and then it's like Final Fantasy
Flashback?
battle
Yeah,
style.
We'll just each do one. It's fine.
Dun,
It's a good
dun,
way to do it.
Dun,
It's very
dun,
short.
dun.
I love me
I
some BB.
I think it just flashes back to my father like around a fire with some of my other family members and telling stories of my grandfather like slaying a mythological animal, which I meant to go look up some, but I'm still not sure what.
So yeah, how long ago was this?
So this
is it
probably
just a
never
few-
happened. most
Wait, what?
likely. But it's a story my dad's telling about my grandpa.
Oh
So
no,
it's
I mean
probably-
like within that context.
Yeah. No, I'm a little kid,
When did
so
your
it's like-
father tell you?
Yeah, I'm like a little kid, so I'd be, 12, 13 years ago from present.
Okay, all right. So your father is just kind of coughing over the fire. He's like, Karim, let me tell you the story about your grandfather and how he slew the witch snake.
Like, oh yes, father, tell me. This is my favorite story.
So, if you remember when we left off last time, my father was hunting the southeast plains along the Eternal Lands. He was very careful, but he went alone because he was very foolish.
But he was also very brave, yes, father?
Yes, he was very brave at that. So he went, painting himself with chalk and mud, so that the snake could not see him, could not smell him. Then he washed himself in the water of the river, so that the snake could not sense his temperature. He appeared to be just like everything else around him, and so he crawled slowly through the mud on his hands and knees with just a knife, until he found the old witch sorceress chanting by the riverside, preparing to slay a small baby child in order to gain more power for her evil eyes.
And I start like acting it out with like a little stick knife.
Yes, like that. That is how witch sorcerers are. And then, yeah, I think... Are you okay with your dad being kind of sexist?
Sure, that's fine.
He's like, yes,
He's not-
most women are like that. And your grandfather crawled up behind her, and he was about to strike her right in the ankle, like this. And he shows you, like, the Achilles tendon. He's like, right here. You strike a man here, he shall fall to the ground and scream in pain for the rest of his life. And as he got there, her snake rose up, white and pale, small and tiny, a viper if I've ever seen one. My grandfather reached out and stabbed it in the neck, and with the death of her familiar, the witch died as well, and the baby fell harmlessly into the river and floated along until your grandfather saved it. You need to take the snake like this, and he like has a dead snake. He's like, you must strike it here between the eyes at this angle with 3 grip of force.
Yeah,
You must
and I'm
do
like,
it now, Karim. Break the skull. And he gives you like this knife that's huge in your hands. Break the skull like your grandfather.
yeah, and I like weave up, and I'm like, "Fuck grandfather!" And then I've been stabbed down. Should I roll to see if I actually do well?
No. I mean, it's a non-moving snake. Your father just like ruffles your hair. Is like, you
Yeah.
did well, Karim. If there was a witch woman out there, you would kill her tonight.
Cool. Yeah, and then fade back to me like just walking and looking up at the stars. In my like semi-drunken state.
Yeah. What did this conversation like take place at night around a fire pit? Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like there were the stars. Like, yeah, we do like a cool transition in and out of the scene by going up to the stars.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
All right. So what are we doing back in the real world again, walking towards the Prince of Lies house?
Still walking.
Do we
Yeah.
get there finally?
I hope so.
Yeah, I mean, if no one else has anything
Unless
they want to
there's
do.
unless there's an encounter that you roll up or whatever.
You guys have rolled up enough encounters for yourselves.
Yeah, true.
Yep. Okay. So you make it to the center of the marketplace. It's actually kind of steamy hot here. There seems to be men who are baking rocks in fire pits and then putting the rocks along the path in order to make it warm. And women are out with lanterns, and they're like taking coverings off the lanterns and putting colored ones on. And the various, like, each side of the marketplace gets its own color. And so there's, dozens of lanterns around. And so there's, like, red area, green area, purple area, yellow area. And then around the center of the marketplace, there's a small, almost palatial, It's 3 stories tall, which is extremely impressive, but it seems to only be like 1 or 2 rooms on each story. But you know, it's surrounded by palm trees. It's got fine wood, and maybe you can see through the windows that some gold is glittering, like maybe like a gold chalice on a table, and the light is reflecting off of it from the outside. There's a man standing outside the front door who he has a beard that reaches all the way down to his belly button, and he wears pants, like loose trousers with snakes. Like a snake is literally the belt for it. Like an actual dead snake is like tied around him.
Does he have like a couple different places with 2 holes, and he can like pull the teeth up how far he wants and sink it in?
Yes,
Well,
I think
that's
Oh,
how
I
it,
like that idea.
latches.
Yeah, like he looks
It just
very
has no
odd.
lower jaw. You just
Yeah,
latch the top.
I like that idea. Well, I think it would actually be better to have it like lower jaw only. So because if the upper jaw, he might like accidentally stab himself.
Oh, and die.
Yeah, I feel like the lower jaw reaching outwardly would be better. But yeah, he's wearing no shirt, but despite his advanced age, this man looks very fit. And stands by the door. And he kind of gestures to all the posters around him. And kind of looks between Goffu and Karim and is trying to like settle on which one of you is the leader of this party.
When he's like doing that, I kind of just push Abelia forwards.
You see me like kind of step
He's my talker.
backwards shyly.
Yeah. It's very obvious what's happening here.
Yeah. So he just kind of rolls his eyes and is like, "What do you want, woman?"
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, I furrow my brow.
You see me kind of snap my head forward.
Sounds like my father.
He looks at you back there. He's like, "Perhaps you should go back to your father, letting a woman fight your battles for you, little boy."
This
I just put like one
seems-
hand on my sword and don't like do anything. But
This seems to me like a good place to start remembering the customs of the elders.
Ah, excellent. So let's go back over that.
This seems like I could use some extra help, however this works. So remembering the custom of the elders in the PDF is on page 45. The target itself. The griot
Excellent.
is never at a loss in understanding the ways and expectations of a community. So that might even mean that Ibelia might have to be a little bit more humble when dealing with someone like the Prince of Lies, if that's the expectation in the circle that he runs. By recalling old verses and the customs of similar people, she may gain an understanding of the important laws, customs, and traditions of a community and acquire again, I love this part. Near mystical insight. So hopefully if this all works, the Prince of Lies will be quite impressed with how I carry myself in his presence, and will be able to contact him, because this is a part about, sort of establishing trade routes, probably mentioning something about my soon-to-be city chief father, Many Father Keb, if that is a familiar name to him.
See something now with spears, and that's really cool.
So
the song grants the relevant culture skill at level 0,
Yep.
with the understanding lasting for 1 hour per level of the griot.
So what happens is you start, like, what do you say to yourself? I'm guessing it's like psyching yourself up. You're like, yes, I know this. I know this thing.
I feel good. I feel great.
I can do it. Yes,
am.
you can.
Yes, I can.
Piccolo.
Yes, I am. So I am psyching myself for this. I had expected that he would be a little bit misogynistic, so this is not surprising at all. And even though I've been sort of pushed forward, I was standing back, on purpose, since I know this is not how perhaps the King of Lies would conduct business customarily. So I would definitely be, I've got this, I know what to say. Keb, who's my super business savvy Many Father, has trained me for this. He wouldn't send me out without all of the knowledge I would need and without just training. So Keb and I probably spent a few hours going back and forth, like, what do we know about, the merchant of the master
Can
merchant?
I say,
what?
Are you recalling like an acronym or a mnemonic?
A mnemonic device.
Mnemonic device where you're just like Jupiter, always 7th house of the moon.
Yeah, something like that. Very so that I know things to say, like, snake belt, no shirt, long beard. This is the guy, and then like,
So
bow
yeah,
very deeply or curtsy or whatever it is the appropriate way to sort of, in deference to him being the prince of, and then very whatever it's supposed to be. Is it supposed to be very
before
lavish,
you
which
defer, I'm going to let you know what knowledge you get. But first, while you're doing that, he starts snapping in your face and he's like, you think you can impress me with this? So the knowledge you gain, you already have Culture Sakone 0, so you don't gain any additional skill. I'm instead going to offer you knowledge necessary to this. Knowledge of the merchant markets. This man is not the Prince of Lies. It is his bodyguard and advisor, Yabasore Wagadugu, who is known as Dugu the Old, also Dugu the Cruel. He is the gateway to the Prince of Lies. If you cannot get past him, you aren't worthy of speaking with the prince. Many attribute this prince's current success to having Wagadugu as his advisor in trade relations.
It's like if you want to have a good nightclub, you got to have good bouncers
right,
too.
but it should be noted as well that he is a very famous and very powerful griot. But more importantly, he often speaks of keeping Sakone culture rooted in the past and to stop the progression of moving forward, to stop giving women rights, to put them back in the place that they have always remained, to be more like their neighbors, to be more like the Neolans, be more like the Kirsi. He is like a conservative counter-revolutionary, and he is known to be very politically powerful. And so right now he's snapping in your face as you're chanting, which doesn't distract you because you're a griot and you cannot be stopped. But he, as a fellow griot, he's like, you are not impressing me. Your powers are weak, girl.
He just hates you because he ain't you.
Yeah, he's a
Drinking
hater.
all that haterade.
So what's your plan here? You know who this guy is now, and you know what his deal is.
and his name is with a W.
I will. You know what? I will send you the full name.
I want to just step up, Arthur.
Whoa, that name.
And I'm just gonna be like,
Wagaduga.
we have business. Spear's business. We need to go inside. So please step aside.
I don't know who you are, but you don't look like a spear to me.
I declare it, and I've been witnessed. You take that back right now.
He's just like, first you hide behind the woman, now you stand in front of her and claim that you are a spear.
And what are you? Standing in a doorway like a piece of wood holding up a building? Step out from there. I'll show you who I am.
Oh, boy. I feel like this is a skill check of some kind.
Yeah, I'm trying to intimidate him. So
Yeah, I don't know that there is an intimidate. Is there? I feel like there's a persuade, and I'll tell you what, I would let you do persuade with strength.
He's a dexterous character.
That's fine. It's just a flat 2d6.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so I flex at him.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, you flex hard, and he's just like, you want to do this, boy? You think I am afraid of your... So, yeah, he is visibly shaken a little bit, but he, like, bounces back. He's like, you think I am afraid of this? You think because you have some muscle you can get the better of me? You really want to do this here, now, in the street?
We could do this some other time. Right now it's business inside.
Okay, alright. I want to let everyone know you literally asked for this. So, he begins telling a story of...
Oh, God.
It's a story of the 3 lions who would be king. It's a story of a very strong, proud father lion who is betrayed by his brother, who then takes over the village. As a result, the son of the original lion is cast out and begins to live in the wilderness with various other animals. Yes, it's the Lion King, but it's from a different perspective.
Yeah, I got you.
But I also have the feeling that, like, after he tells the story, I'm going to be covered in sores and boils.
He continues to like outline how the wise and clever uncle who attempts to bring peace to the area is overthrown by the strong and cruel lazy son who came back to murder him, even admitting that he had in fact killed his own father. And he uses the ability condemning the miserable outlaw. He violently rails at you and begins accusing you of innumerable crimes and perversions. So out of the party, who has the best mental effect save as you are making this on behalf of Karim? And you want to have a lower number is better.
12 is my number.
How do you think that happened?
It 13. Should be on your character sheet. It's part of your character creation process. It tells you what your saves are. On your class page.
Oh gosh, yeah, I didn't see that at all.
Me either.
Yeah, 13 for me, but I think his is better because Warrior!
Yeah, 12 is really good.
Warrior,
yeah, man. Warrior is fucking super.
It's the same way in
saves.
what's the name of it?
What's the calculation for it?
It's just a number.
On your
it's
first
sign.
Yeah, it's on page 22 for Marabou. It's on your class details. It just says mental effect 14. So both Griot and Warriors have 12. So you can either make it on your own, Karim, or you can trust an Ebi to protect you with her words. I'm interested.
Well, what I'd like to say is that does Ebi at this moment step forward with her words, or will I take care of it myself? I mean, you if you don't want to roll, I'll roll, but would your character do the role, do the action? You know, that's my question.
I would definitely opt for words.
Okay, yeah. I mean, because you can see, I'm like, we're about to get into it.
Yes, I would definitely
so go ahead
very
and
much
take
opt for
the
words
mental
and
save.
okay,
D20.
So,
Yep, you roll a d20 and you want to get a 12 or higher.
oh no.
Yep.
I'm looking at this like.
So the failure for this is not great because this is a very powerful.
Yeah.
This is a very powerful song.
I will apologize now. 1d20. No bonuses, right?
No bonuses.
17.
Yeah.
So there are
like
some
counter
onlookers
song.
who are drawn nearby, and they're all like, some of them start picking up like rocks, and one of them picks up one of the colored lanterns, and they start moving toward Karim, and then Ebi just opens her mouth, and BAM!
Listen,
Everybody
I
just
know
calms
you.
down.
Wagadugu, the old. Wagadugu, the cruel. I see you. Don't pose in front of these people. I know where your power comes from. We are Griot. We are the same.
So he's taken aback. He's like, "You would dare oppose my power?"
And I just step forward again. I'm like, I tell you again, we are not afraid of you, and we simply have business. There's no reason for you to keep it from us. You can see we are worthy. We are not back down from what we have to do, and it will be beneficial for you to let us in, and we can be of service instead of injuring you here at the door.
That is part of the remembering the customs of the elders. Would be we're looking to make a contact about a good or service or favor, and so my direction would be just like what you were saying. Karim is something that we could provide. This could be quite beneficial for you, Wagadugu.
So, he just keeps looking between Ebi and Karim, and finally settles on Karim and is like, "Your woman is strong, boy. Perhaps you should be hiding behind her. Very well. I will not stop you from entering the house of the Prince of Lies."
Oh my gosh. So
he doesn't open the door for you. He just like slides sideways,
I don't know why, but I feel like that should be worth a bunch of XP or something. I don't know. It's really hard to get past that guy.
She knows how to handle this. Evie knows how to handle this. She's
You
proud
see me
at this moment because
just-
Karim said this was gonna. I mean, Keb said this was gonna be, difficult. He knows how this business goes.
Dom, did you say Goffu was gonna do something?
You see me like tiptoe behind him, like trying to stay out of sight.
Yeah, he just rolls his eyes. He's just like, as he closes the door behind all of you as you enter, the camera stays on him, and he's just like, they will be dead from lions within a week.
Shoot.
Yeah, I mean, he's not wrong.
Yeah, he has a point.
I really can't talk to lions that way. Hey, remember the customs of your elders. That doesn't work so good.
The lion stops. My elders ate your people.
Elders ate your people.
That's it. Doesn't help that I'm a vegetarian.
I want you to do that
Oh
guy
my
from the
God.
Fiasco game again.
Kareem,
The
you need
doctor!
no joke.
Is she doctor?
I don't know how many 17s on D20s I can keep rolling.
It's all good. We're all good.
You guys have been making some pretty good saves so far. I just
It's
wanna-
beginner's luck.
what it actually is that Gamer Siren like ate all of your bad luck on her.
Oh
stat
yeah,
rolls.
I
Right.
sure
And
did.
Dom too.
She's
Dom
built you up so
ate
much.
all that HP
Yep, yep,
and money rolls.
Yep. It made off that I survived my grandfather's backhand. That's how I lost all my health points.
Shoot. I will knock you into a different health bracket.
Ah, it hurts.
Arthur, Wagadugu did let us in.
Yep.
Was it based on sort of a quid pro quo kind of thing? Was there a service or favor that he?
Not really. He's actually just kind of afraid of Kareem.
Okay.
Yeah, he's actually.
Do we know that? Do we get that sense that?
Yeah,
he's afraid of
he-
Kareem? Okay.
Like, he tried to take Kareem down, so if you had failed the effect, Kareem would have been viewed by everyone within the vicinity as a criminal, except close allies and family, and they would have been able to pelt him with rocks and murder him, and it would not be outside the law. Like, people would just walk away after murdering him and be like, that was a really just thing to do. Murdering that guy in the street was totally legitimate.
Totally.
That is
Sounds
the
legit.
strength of the griot. Yeah, that is a very powerful spell, so you're super lucky.
I was
to make
looking
it.
at some of the spells in this book.
Yeah.
They are amazing.
Yeah, it's a very
Yes, they
different kind of magic system.
Very,
I like
very
my
cool.
magic system, the tracking thing. It's like, oh, that's very useful.
Yeah,
And
it's-
there's the ones where the what was it? Shit, I can't remember. Sphere
It's sad
of-
this is only going to last 5 weeks.
So-
The
One
blasphemous sorcery is so fucking cool.
no, blasphemous sorcery is terrible. You're gonna rip your soul apart with that, my friend.
Kareem, you have a knack for trouble.
So let's see here. Inside, you were greeted by a young girl with stark white, like powdered white hair. She's put something in it to change her hair color, and
Could be powder.
yeah, powder. Yeah. She's about 16. This is Afam Amavo clan's daughter, Menkare. She's rather famous as being. She's not a spear, but she's considered a hero, a promising hero of the town. She goes around smiting bandits with her mighty spear, which is known to have an ancestral spirit within it that helps guide her aim and also comes to life and fights on its own.
I want something like that.
Incredible.
Yeah, so Menkari looks over you and is like, travelers from afar, I think.
Does it talk?
Are you asking her that?
No, I'm just
Like,
curious.
you
does
come
the
in and you
spear
look at her
talk?
spear and you does it talk? I don't know that you know that.
Spear. Hello.
Well, jolly good. You see spirits toss back.
Spear's like British.
So she's like pouring some orange juice into like a pewter cup, and she's like, "Why have you entered our house at such a late time? Your business must be very important."
Indeed, it is. we have come from far to speak with the... Would we specifically know him as the Prince of Lies?
Yes, but his name is
FM,
Afam Amavo clan.
Right.
FM, Afam.
But he goes by the Prince of Lies, right?
That
Call
is
it
his
that,
title.
just in case.
Yes.
Yeah, just in case. Just the name
Or the
is probably.
master merchant.
Yeah, that's even maybe better. I don't know. The lies thing. I don't know if he chose that or was given it, so.
Right.
Yeah.
We're here to speak to the master merchant about some possible business deals coming from Meru.
She rolls her eyes and is like, Master Merchant. As if, Father! Someone is here to speak with you again. And so, after a few minutes, she kind of, like, offers you guys juice and some, like, trail mix to eat. Now that you're...
Yeah, I'm into that.
Yeah, it's all very, like, salty, and then the drink is very sweet. So, when he comes downstairs, he's wearing, a blue, like... It's kind of like what Dom is wearing right now. He's wearing, like, a blue... I want to call it a dress. I don't... Like, a robe?
Yeah.
And it has dozens of small gold, like, bricks on it. Not like it. It's not. No, it's not gold. It's tied into it. It's very important about this. This is a Sakone tradition. What they do is they put the brick on the fabric and they outline it and then they color it in. And so each patch of fabric represents the wealth of 1 bar of gold.
Oh, nice.
And so his dress is meant to indicate that he owns, dozens of bars of gold and that the dress is worth that much. Because you could, like, cut this up and take it to a banker and turn it in for money. But as you look around, you notice his tablecloth is made of the same material, as are the drapes on the windows. So he's very fantastical about spreading his wealth around. So he comes down the stairs, and he very specifically smooths out his robe to emphasize, yes, I'm very wealthy. He has a very short stubble of a beard, kind of like the 5 o'clock shadow, carefully maintained. His head is completely bald. He's kind of a dark skin and wide face, very ugly man, and just, so, travelers from afar, yes, interrupting us after dark. Well, not everyone can be respectful, I suppose. I am, as I'm sure you know, Afam Amavo clan, the Prince of Lies. Whoever made up that horseshit title. So he pulls up like
My name is Sorry. Yeah, I just introduced myself.
Yeah, you introduce yourself as Karim, and he's like, yes, you're Karim. So glad to meet you. And he reaches out and like shakes your hand, and then puts his other hand on top of it, and like does a double shake, JFK style.
Nice.
Where are you from, Karim?
I'm Meruan.
Meruan. You seem like a strong Meruan lad. Is that a bow on your back?
Twing.
Are you a good shot?
Very good. Very.
What's your business here with me, Karim?
My business is making sure that the company I'm with was safe in reaching your establishment, and I have properly done my job, and we have someone that would like to speak with you.
So this is you're a trail guide then, a Meruan trail guide. Think I could use a man like you. Do you have a tin sheet? And he's referring to like the business cards that.
Like, yes, this man gave it to me in the street earlier. You can have it. No.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
Oh gosh.
I will have one brought to you. Make time available.
Ah, yes. It would be good to have someone to help my caravans get through Meru. Well. So, who is the leader of this gang of 3 then, Karim?
And I motion to you. What EB? What is she going by these days?
Evie.
EB?
Elia. So
Yeah.
I speak Sokonese and I have culture Sakone.
Okay.
So
Do you
I
want to switch from
prefer.
trade speech to Sakone then?
Is that the merchant's preferred speech would be number one. Number two, do Sakones or Sakonis talk about money freely?
Oh yes, yes.
Okay.
The language of Sakone is almost all mathematical based,
Yes.
and there are, you know, it's like in Alaska there are 17 words for ice. In
Correct.
Sudanese there are hundreds of words that mean wealth or
Okay. So
requirement of goods.
it's not taboo to mention it and to
Not at all. Nope.
talk about. Okay. So Ibilia's here in a diplomatic mission. I'm going to speak the language of the person that I'm talking to, going to address them appropriately with the appropriate genuflecting if that's part of that.
No, there's no. Nope.
Whatever it is. I don't know what it means. And I say, a bit of news, Master Merchant, before we talk business.
You speak Sakone, and like he switches to it, and his accent kind of changes to like a more natural. Yes, yes, news, excellent. Ah, not many bother to learn our culture.
I do speak Sakone. Do you think that my accent is passable?
Oh yes, it's very good.
It's a very beautiful language.
May I ask where you're from?
I know I don't. I'm just curious if anyone else can understand this in the crew. Does anyone else have extra languages? Did anyone spend anything on that?
I don't.
I do, but I speak the language of the Eternals.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, you speak Dashir.
The
Yeah.
Shorit.
So I just smile and nod. Yeah, go on.
I'm keeping the conversation purposely, and I'll look back at my team so that way they know everything's okay, and my hand gestures are light, and
If
lots
you
of
feel
smiling.
more comfortable, we can switch
Lots
back
of
to trade
smiling.
speech.
You see me sipping my orange juice like quietly. It's like it's so good.
So I'll so far everybody, unless people get really uncomfortable at this point in time, I'll stay with the Sokonese. Sokonese. And say again first a bit of news, Master Merchant. A Go-Go Walker. Is this a familiar name to you?
So, yeah, his daughter gets really excited and kind of jumps up from her seat and starts, like, moving from one ball of the foot to the other. And he rolls his eyes and wipes his brow. A go-go walker. That is a name that I wish I had not heard and continue to wish I do not hear. He seems to be purposely targeting my caravans constantly. I've had to route them around Meru. The direct route between Meru and the outpost in the Kosa passes far too close to wherever he is operating out of. And Menkare is like, yes, I've been looking to put together a team to hunt down those bandits. I think I know where they are. And she starts tapping her knee really quickly. And yes, you tell me what you know of Amago.
So.
Sorry, a go-go.
Yes. So.
Wake me up before you go.
So, we do know on our travels here that Agogo has not been is closer probably than you would like. Not very far off at all. Clearly a day's walk from where we've come. People dancing. This is cracking me up.
30-second delay watching the.
Yeah, watching
it's
the
so
scene.
funny.
Yeah,
I had to switch over to watch it again. It was
yes, it's adorable.
Jitterbug.
That's the dance from that. Yeah.
So I mentioned about a day's walk from here. We ran into evidence of Agogo's bandit raiding party, and I do know of Agogo Walker's reputation.
Can I retroactively have kept the thing so I can dramatically throw it on the ground now?
Yes, absolutely. You know what? Almost a luck save would be involved there, but that's just so beautiful. You're just like, dramatic! Objection!
Objection. Wow.
I think they both react. They're both like, uh-oh. Alright, the zebra's dead. We're done with the zebra for tonight.
Oh, no.
Yep, it's done.
My esteemed father from my, well, I don't even actually, Arthur said I need to break this whole thing. I just don't know the name of my clan. I didn't get that far.
You tell me.
Yeah, I will come.
I think I might have had a name, but I had a theoretical name. Nope, no, I got nothing. You tell me. Because it's going to be Keb's last name, because he's high enough ranking that he would be Keb, whatever clan.
Yes. I think it would make sense if they were, since the Meru sort of want to be distanced from their past, if they had something sun, and since they walk a lot, perhaps just, I mean, it's going to sound obvious instead of Skywalker, but just Sunwalker, Sun
Jogger.
Sun Sandal.
Sunwalker's fine. Sunwalker clan.
Okay.
And your clan certainly does a lot of walking. That's Meru life.
So I mentioned to him that my esteemed father, Keb.
Yeah, he says, I know of Keb Sunwalker. Yes.
He spoke very highly of you and mentioned
Did
that.
he now? The man is a liar then.
In business-wise, Master Merchant.
Yes, of course.
When it comes to business, he said that you were quite savvy, and I can see in that case there was a lot of truth. And I mentioned, as you've already seen, the issue with the bandits, especially Agogo, and that I believe we might be able to come to a mutually beneficial arrangement. I would like to set up.
Yeah, you say arrangement, and he immediately starts smiling. And this time it's his daughter who begins wiping her brow, and is like, oh no. And he's like, so, you want to negotiate then? Yes. He pulls out like a pad of paper and some pens. And I think that's where we end for the night, is right there on that scene. Is like,
nice.
Yep.
Bravo, everybody.
Yeah. Let's at the end of the 5 weeks, I want to do a really in-depth talk, but now I'd like to spend the last 20 minutes talking about kind of your initial impressions of the system, of the party, of the play, of Roll20 plus Skype plus Twitch, all these things together, because some of you are new to this. Let's talk.
Cool.
I'm just going to hold my dog meat real quick.
This is pretty much exactly what I wanted out of this game.
Fantastic. Good.
I'm enjoying this.
It's nice to deliver.
Yeah, man. All that good role play, all the good backstory building, getting the roles done too, easing into the system, and being, I'm looking forward to doing more action stuff as well. Taking out bandits sounds really exciting and dangerous.
Danger zone.
Dangerous. Being the opposite.
Yeah. So far, Stars Without Number system, I think I really like. I mean, it's hard to say right away, but I do remember feeling similar at the end of Star Wars Edge of Empire, being like, I think I really like this system. We'll see. I feel the same way. I think I really like this system.
Well, as long as you don't ask me to make this a permanent game. Oh, man.
I'm too hard on Arthur. I'm like, Arthur, why don't you work 20 hours a week so I can have some funds? Yeah, and the chat was great tonight. I was super stoked to be role-playing with some new folks too, guys. It was really...
Yeah, chat was really happening tonight.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, anyone else want to chat about the show?
I like the setup. So all of this tech-wise is new for me. Looking at us on the Twitch stream, and looking at us talking on Skype. I got my first pair of amazing headphones with a microphone. This is all new for me. It's very easy buy-in for the technology. I would definitely consider, just as a gamer, using this vehicle for gaming, this platform for gaming. I had been kind of nervous about it, so it was great to start with you guys who are veterans in this world of sort of digital gaming.
Yeah, this is pretty much the
I-
only way I game. I learned how on Skype.
And
I
it was
would
nice
not
of
have-
Chad to be respectful tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Is it? I'm used to really in-person gaming, and there's a sort of sincerity to in-person gaming that I thought would be missing from digital gaming, since we're not in each other's space or we're not in each other's homes, and we hadn't met each other before. But this really came across as authentic, just role play. And Arthur, I think you set the tone, you've set the right characters, you set the scene, and I think that really helped a lot. But just being able to use the technology in this way and see how we can actually really still lead to some really good storytelling, I'm really sold. I wasn't before this evening, but I'm really sold on this.
Excellent. That's good to hear. But I'd like to say that we are in each other's homes, and that's why I throw up a giant green screen behind me so that you can't see the rest of my home.
Yeah, I
Fair
know.
enough.
I've
can
been
see
putting up the
mine.
brown screen lately just because I don't have a green screen. Otherwise, there'd be like something amazing. There would be like I don't see why you don't have a savannah
Yes.
behind you, Arthur. It's
Yeah, I know. I'm working on that. One of my cousins is a professional photographer, and I'm trying to get her to send me licenses for her photos.
Yeah.
That would be amazing. She
cool.
travels all over the world and does like glamour shots for people.
Sweet.
I could go take a picture like
Landscapes.
of Point Reyes. I mean, I'm like seriously.
Yeah,
one
let's
of
do
those
that.
people.
Is that a
Yeah.
savannah? That sounds
I
like
mean,
a.
I
It
can
sounds like
definitely.
a water thing.
No, well, yeah, I could. There's like areas with a bunch of like dune grassy looking stuff.
Yeah.
Kind of looks like savannah.
Let's do it for next week then.
Nice.
For me, I really don't know where characters go until I actually meet the group, so that's why I kind of left my backstory kind of open. But I think I found the design of my character probably roguish top, but wears like a traditional robe as a like bottom half.
So
Whereas
he's like business on the top, party at the.
The
Actually,
bottom.
it would be party at the
Yeah.
top, business on the bottom, right? Because you're
So you're
as a Lacosan sorcerer, you're basically like a minor noble.
yeah,
oh,
but my hair
wow.
design is very women-like. Because that's like picked that up from my mom, like design braids, like back in.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, this is good to know.
So it's like, hey, little girl. It's like, wait a minute, you're not a girl.
Yeah.
Old woman.
I feel like that's something you encounter a lot until people see your mask and they're like, "Oh
Don't mess with
Like-
him.
Ganga!" Someone just
Ganga!
starts screaming it.
Not
What's your-
Gungan.
Gungan.
It's
No,
like he's very
no.
quiet, and then somebody cross him, they push him over, and it's like the mask come out. Oh crap! I'm sorry, sir.
Gamer Siren, how are you finding tonight?
Better now that I don't have any more issues.
Yeah, it was a rough start for everybody.
Yeah, it was really disconcerting to me because, I've played before and I've never had any issues, and this is the first time playing with you again, and then there was all these issues. I'm like, why? Why?
Other than our horrible technical issues, how did you find the game?
Very good. I'm just personally worried about like what my character is going to contribute because
I noticed that you weren't you had a number of witty quips, but you weren't contributing a huge
contribute-
amount. I'm hoping that the next episode will be a bit more Naomi centric.
hmm
Yeah.
I know she contributed at the beginning because I was using magic openly, and she's like, "That's not a good idea." And I'm
Yeah.
like, it's like, and that's definitely not a good idea.
I feel like she's a good stabilizing force. She stepped in when people have done weird stuff and we commented on it and be like, that doesn't sound good.
hmm
Well,
Like when Karim was like, I'm gonna drink this random smoking vial of alcohol.
It's not a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay,
She's
now
the
what
voice of
exactly
reason.
did you
Show.
what exactly did you give him? That way we can counteract the effects
Awesome
later.
idea. It's got to be totally lit up.
God,
I like
could-
the official bribery. That was a great.
Oh, that was such a
Yeah.
good...
What was the fail
Sweet little-
condition for that beverage?
the fail condition for the beverage, you would have started
Yeah.
seeing frogs.
Mm.
Oh,
You
yeah.
would have just been like, hey guys, there's frogs all around. So yeah, it's like a tincture
Yeah.
that's been mixed with ashe, which is the sorcerer force. So it's kind of like
Sorcerer
a
force.
it's like
I
a
like that.
really, really diluted potion. That's just like a hallucinogenic that they use to calm people down.
That would have been
Well,
really
it worked.
funny, while also encountering Dugu. You see,
It worked for like 5 minutes until we got to that asshole.
Mhm.
Wagadugu.
And then it was like that slap, that sobering slap in the face. Where you're like so drunk, and then all of a sudden, like somebody smacks you, and you're like, "Oh, I'm not drunk anymore. Now I'm just angry."
Oh,
There you go. I have that
I-
feeling plenty of times.
the feeling, Gamer Siren, that I'm getting from Naomi is that you kind of get how the real world works, like bribery and drinks that you probably shouldn't drink. And
Yeah, I
probably
haven't-
that thing with the magic.
Right,
Yeah,
I'm a country boy.
And like, I haven't quite run into anything that triggered like a flashback yet. I've got an idea, but it didn't present itself. It almost did, but not quite.
We should talk about it during the week.
Mhm.
About
Sounds
like
good.
how we can get Naomi a bit more involved in the next episode. That would be awesome.
Yeah,
I just wanted-
Naomi has kind of like a shaky background, and especially with her family life and stuff like that. So, that would definitely be something worth, fleshing out.
Yeah, I just wanted the Professor Oaks name drop. That's why I came
That
up with
was-
the name. It's like,
that-
who goes
yeah.
around gathering information? Oh, Gary Oaks.
Well,
You should get the Warhammer 40,000 Dark Heresy Inquisitor Oak storyline. That was amazing. Did you ever read that, Virgil? I know I sent it to you, but it's so long.
Yeah.
Oh, it's good.
I have it though somewhere. I'll probably read it. I haven't been doing a lot of reading lately, but I do usually enjoy reading.
All right.
Yeah.
So,
What did you think, Arthur?
I thought it was fantastic, and it was nice to... I mean, we technically did have a combat, but it was, Griot combat, which is a little different than normal combat.
The words.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was
Combat
with
spells
strong
being
words.
passed.
Like, oh my goodness, are we gonna do this? I have to roll a d20.
Yeah, that was really tense. I really liked actually I hope you guys don't mind, but I really loved being in that
Yeah.
situation because I actually felt really tense and was like, had a pretty good role play moment like in that with that dude, that NPC.
It's worth
And then
it.
got
'Cause
my
even,
butt saved by the party, which is perfect.
Exactly.
even failures will add to something interesting, and I like to figure out how we
'Cause
get
I was
out of
like,
that when it goes wrong.
I was thinking about just do a Ring of Fire and say, chill the hell out, magic. Either go really,
probably
really
would've
bad or really, really good.
Needed Naomi's help if things had got her. Like,
yeah,
she's gonna have to save us.
I've
Okay,
got stuff like that.
so on everyone's character sheet, real quick, you can mark down that you all gained 1,000 experience points for the session.
Yay.
So you gain experience points when any one PC pursues a motivation, ambition, or goal. And you guys pursued a number of goals and revealed, I think we got at least one ambition and one motivation that was followed. So, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
really
Oh,
put that
boy.
White Rhino hat just because of the information gathering.
Yeah, you'll get more XP if you actually complete a goal. If Naomi had failed the bribe bowl, they would have been ejected from the city.
Let's go
It
somewhere
would've
else.
been
So
Yeah.
good.
We will have to sneak in now. Let me use the power of the spirits to guide us.
Yes. Yes. I'm getting a Teen Titans Raven vibe off her. Like,
Oh man, that would be amazing. Yeah.
I guess I'm Beast Boy.
The Team Titans
Oh
dodgeball
my
song
goodness.
was so good. Team Titans go.
Yes, now that I've said it and I've gone there, yeah.
Wait a minute,
My
have y'all
character's
seen the
definitely
new episodes?
Starfire. You've got Robin on lock with that.
Wow, really?
Of
So
course, strong muscles.
we're literally just playing Team Titans,
Oh my goodness.
the African fantasy game.
Teen Titans, the African fantasy.
People
We're getting
give that
weird
show-
now, Arthur.
Team
I thought it was
Spears,
weird.
go!
Go Team Spears. People give Teen Titans a lot of grief, but it's really funny.
Spears
I
of the
like
Dawn.
the what was the name of the one? Call into the night. The night begins to shine. That song is one of my favorite songs on that show. And I saw you there from the corner of my eyes. The night begins, and then it goes back into a '70s montage. Beast Boy has like a mullet. Robin has a mohawk, and he's like wearing the biker helmet, and she'll show the mohawk.
I
And
did
I'm
not
like,
see that episode, friend.
It's so good.
So
And every
let's.
time he turns into Optimus Prime at the end, and as she said, Teen Titans roll out, and I'm like, it's so '80s, it hurts.
I feel like I definitely missed this episode.
The '80s hurt on that one, so bad.
So yeah, I know we did introductions at the beginning, but we didn't do introductions. So now I'd like to do like the post roll here. I am of course Arthur Perkins. You can find me at twitch.tv/APGamingREAL, also Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. All of those at /APGamingREAL. We'll be here for 4 more weeks for this, and Virgil's in a ton of stuff, and so is Dom. So check all of those things out. Virgil, if people wanted to see more of you, where could they do that at? And if they wanted to send you a tweet, what is your Twitter? Is that beneath your name tag? Wow.
Yeah. I hooked everyone up with their Twitters on the overlays, so you can check that out at Virgil Levenger if you just want to shout out at me or send me a silly picture, or you just like are extremely upset about the balance of Overwatch characters. Hit me up. Also, if you want to see me streaming fun stuff, doing anything I'm up to, hit me up at twitch.tv/Zircon5. I'm going to be playing a bunch of guitar soon. I've been practicing a lot. I'm ready for some live shows. Going to play for you guys. Live music. Improvised. Awesome stuff. And you'll see whenever I'm hosting someone that I'm role-playing on. So you'll get to catch all kinds of shows, find new role-playing channels. So please stop by. Thanks for having me, Arthur.
Give me some time.
Dom, I know you're not a Twitch streamer.
Hey.
But if people wanted to contact you on Twitter, where would they find you at?
Find me at the smoothmage.com. Wink, smiley face.
Is there any other cool stuff you want to talk to us about?
My local group, I do about 3 campaigns. I do one with Pony Finder David Silver, testing out his system because I couldn't get people to play regular Pathfinder. As soon as I was like Pony Finder, everybody's like, "Oh my god, let's play!" And it's like, okay, Pony Pirates it is on Wednesday nights. I have a good time with the group because they're really silly.
That's a thing.
I have to like hold back on my trying to murder everybody because they're inexperienced. So it's like I'm a little bit nicer to this group than my local group because they're like douchebags everybody in the game. So it's kind of funny. But hey, that's how the dice rolls.
All right, Gamer Siren. I know you got Twitch stuff. Let's talk about it.
I do have Twitch stuff, and you guys can find me here on twitch.tv/GamerSiren.
Are you in the chat? Can you drop like a chat thing so people can just click on your name and follow you?
I can.
Amazing. The science we have available today.
I know, right? Other than Arthur's channel here, I also play on Henley's channel for his Die Party campaigns on Saturdays. We're switching it up, and we're in between games right now. We just ended one, and we're supposed to do another one. Which I'm not allowed to say right now, because we're still in the midst of talking about it. So I'm really looking forward to getting back into that, too. And I'm very, very excited to be back with you, Arthur, because I entirely love working with you. And if you guys want to get a hold of me on Twitter, you can find me at Tenshia Okada, TenShiaOkada. And hopefully in like 9 months, I'll be broadcasting from Japan. So.
And I like working with all of you, too. Now, Tara Lynn, you might have a bit of explaining because you can promote Loot Crate. People are like wondering, what is that shirt? What is Loot Crate? They obviously haven't seen my Fallout Loot Crate unboxing where I nearly set my house on fire. Just saying.
That was great. It was. I loved it. It was so lovely.
Good old Left Light over here. Good old Left Light.
So I can tell you for sure that those of us who work at Loot Crate love to see everybody's unboxing videos. We love to see all of your photos that you share on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter. We look at almost all of them, and they are regularly shared throughout the office, even though there are times we can't retweet because we don't want to share spoilers. But all the content that you guys make that involve Loot Crate, when you show looter love, we definitely, I feel it for sure. And I'm really close to the product now that I work in the specialty crate land, where I'm putting together with a wonderful team of people all of these sales for these limited edition crates. So if you haven't seen the Call of Duty, sign up is out now. Fallout. Some of us who got into the first Fallout sale have received our crates. Some of us on this channel who are big fans of Mass Effect sign up for that sale that sold out pretty quickly. So while I may not be out and about in the digital world, I'm not a Twitch streamer yet. I don't have a really big presence on Facebook in the world of gaming, but I do talk a lot about gaming. Gaming is very big in my life, and so just this past weekend, 2 weekends ago, I was on an RPG panel at Kamikaze, which is Stan Lee's event here in Los Angeles, California. So I am around, mostly on Twitter is where I like to have my conversations, professional conversations about project management, because I have all of my certifications and I train people as project managers, but also to have, conversations, fun conversations, and even serious conversations about the state of gaming, at legacy of gaming, where is gaming going in the future, whether it's digital gaming and the content that we share and create, or our analog gaming, our RPG gaming. I do DM. I'm currently DMing a bunch of noobs in D&D 5e's Horde of the Dragon Queen, which I mistakenly called Horde of the Drag Queen, and so that's what we now call it amongst ourselves. So I game in person. I do tabletop gaming. I'm an avid video game player. I love talking about games. Again, I've been doing this, gaming for 25 years now, especially D&D or Final Fantasy, hence the VB comment. So maybe someday I'll be like the rest of these wonderful folks here, Virgil, Dom, Gamer Siren, and Arthur, where I've got a presence, more professional. But this is my first foray into that, and I really appreciate being invited along to sort of go, how does this all work? It's all new to me. Again, even my headset, I just got delivered via Amazon Prime on Friday when I was in New York City. I was like, oh, I should get something. I need to go grab something. But yeah, other than that, you can we're right there in Virgil's wonderful overlays. I'm at PML33T, so that is a bit of elite speak there with my project management name. So you can find me on Twitter pretty much anytime. And I'm Imp Queen either on PSN or on Twitch and Xbox as well.
All right. I just want to say it's nice being recognized as a professional, because I heard the name Professional and Arthur in there, and I'm just like,
yes.
Yeah.
The hype is real.
Every time I'm like, yep, dropping frames all over the place, losing all these Skype, corrupted video, professional streamer right here.
It's great you guys are on YouTube. I mean, you guys have these Twitch streams. It's really amazing how much you are able to share gaming now in, sort of this digital platform. It's not something that I've been exposed to a lot. I guess I'm much more of your old school gamer.
People in the chat that are wondering, my mustache is going to get his own stream and Twitter up soon.
Virgil's mustache.
You can calm your
Virgil
ass.
stash.
I think you need to check and see if twitch.tv/copstash is taken.
Copstash.
Yeah, there's this person who fought Loboza, follows him around, and is just like, yeah, Copstash. What's up, Copstash?
Copstash.
I'm telling you, for the new Friday game, we totally need to do buddy cop movie.
Isn't there a nickname of the character on the Orange is the New Black TV show? He's got a nickname. Oh yeah.
I remember that. I know the name of it.
I don't think I can say it.
This channel is rated mature, and you have to be both logged in and click, yes, I am mature.
Yes,
You
I am
could
mature
share it,
handle.
but don't feel that you need to.
Can I say it?
You could share it, but don't feel that you need to.
Don't feel
It's
that-
funny.
Yeah, my mom loves that show, and she always talks about that guy, and I'm like, oh, mom.
Yes.
All right. We'll wrap.
Safe route.
Yeah, we look like we're at a nice place here. Any final closing thoughts?
No, thanks everyone for joining, and thanks everyone out there for watching, and
Yeah.
and all you
I'm
YouTube
excited
viewers
to
as
see
well.
all you guys, next week and to talk with more people in the chat. I've never met this many people online at once. This whole chat room thing is pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm.
It is
Excellent.
technology.
All right, so I'll be cutting the stream off here shortly, talking to these fellows, and then the stream will be coming back on with some Fallout 4, so stick around if you're down with that.
War never changes.
War never changes.
Good
It's
night.
actually going to be like, yeah, war never changes. It's wicked pissa. Welcome to
I'm
Boston.
ready.